Most people believe airplanes always take the shortest path to their destination. So if you fly from Asia to North America, you would expect your plane to travel almost straight across the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It seems obvious. After all, that's the shortest line on a normal map. But if you've ever watched your flight on the seatback screen, you may have noticed something strange. Why does your plane often make a huge curve instead of flying straight across the Pacific? So let's discover the real reason why planes don't fly straight across the Pacific Ocean with Origin Files Hub. At first glance, the answer seems simple. Airplanes want to save time and fuel, so they should always choose the shortest route. But here's where our brains are tricked. The maps we've looked at our entire lives don't show the Earth the way it really is. Our planet is a giant sphere, yet most maps are flat. That small difference completely changes the way we see long-distance travel. Things become even stranger when you discover that pilots are not actually flying according to the flat map hanging on a classroom wall. Instead, they follow what is called a Great Circle route. It sounds complicated, but the idea is surprisingly simple. Imagine wrapping a string tightly around a basketball. The shortest path between 2 points on that ball is not a straight line on a flat map. It naturally curves. That's why flights between cities like Tokyo and Los Angeles often appear to head much farther north than most people expect. But this wasn't always understood. For centuries, sailors crossing the Pacific relied on stars, the sun, and simple navigation tools. They often sailed routes that looked direct on their charts, but weren't always the shortest across the Earth's curved surface. As navigation improved during the Age of Exploration, mathematicians and mapmakers realized that the shape of the Earth had to be considered. By the time commercial aviation grew rapidly after World War II, airlines were using these curved routes to save both time and money. However, the shape of the Earth is only part of the story. There was one hidden reason that many passengers never think about. Even if the shortest route is known, airplanes cannot simply fly wherever they want. Every flight must consider powerful winds high above the Earth. One of the most important is the jet stream, a fast-moving river of air that can reach speeds of more than 200 miles, or about 320 kilometers per hour. Flying with these winds can shorten a journey and reduce fuel use. Flying against them can do the exact opposite. Scientists later discovered just how valuable these winds could be for aviation. Airlines now carefully plan routes every day based on changing weather conditions. A flight that takes one path today may take a different one tomorrow, even between the same two cities. From the ground, it may seem random. In reality, every small change is carefully calculated. But almost nobody knows what happens when there are no airports nearby. The Pacific Ocean is enormous. It covers more than 1/3 of the Earth's surface, and much of it has very few places where an aircraft could safely land during an emergency. Modern airplanes are incredibly reliable, but airlines still prepare for unlikely situations. They often choose routes that keep them within approved flying distances from suitable airports whenever possible. These safety rules, known as ETOPS for twin-engine aircraft, have become more flexible over the years, as engines have become more dependable, allowing many flights to safely cross larger parts of the Pacific than they could decades ago. And then there's another surprise. Some routes avoid certain areas because of volcanic ash, which can seriously damage jet engines. Others may temporarily change because of storms, military activity, or air traffic. Every flight is like solving a giant puzzle with thousands of moving pieces. So the next time you look at the moving map on an airplane, don't assume your pilot has taken a wrong turn. That graceful curve across the Pacific isn't a mistake at all. It's the result of centuries of discovery, the true shape of our planet, invisible rivers of wind, careful safety planning, and some of the smartest navigation ever created. What looks like the long way around is often the fastest, safest, and shortest journey of all. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Origin Files Hub for more fascinating stories behind the ordinary things we see every day. And let us know in the comments, what topic should we explore next?